Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Time-honored Tuesdays. That's what we have. We have a, this is not a tennis racket. This is a bug zapper. And it's actually called a fly zapper. And flies are everywhere right now in our area. And so, yeah. It's not just us. It's everywhere. Anyway, that's why that's here, because it is just the way it is. Free museum admission to the Flipside. What's up, what's up? Yes, indeedly doodly. Tom is here. Good to see you. Gunnar Johannesson is here. Hello, hello. Ryan is here. Does Jim Carrey even know where Jim Carrey is? Probably not, but maybe. He has had a definite, a lot of ups and downs in his career. If anything that I read on the internet is true, he has definitely had his highs and lows, but we all do. Ready for the next camping trip? Not quite. I don't know how well this would do against like yellow jackets and hornets and stuff like that. It does pretty well against flies, but the thing is with flies is that it's got two sides to it, and then on the inside is where the zappy happens. So you have to get them in through that first net, and so that they touch that second net before it gets zappy. But it does work, just it takes a little bit of time. I see Tommy and Derek and Ryan and Elise Hemberry is here. What's up, Elise? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Derek S. is here. Hello. And Spurs fan is here as well. He's listening via phone because his internet is being set up today. So welcome to them. Peter Rohn is here. Eric is here. What's up? What's up? Ken Albert is here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you, Albert. Or Ken, rather. Let's see. Matthew Vincent is here. Peter Rowan is here. Peter, your stuff is on the way. I sent it out yesterday. That's a lot later than I usually send stuff out, so I apologize for that. But, Peter, your stickers and surprise is on the way. Same thing with Tommy Miller. He was our winner last week, so I got those in the mail yesterday. Yes, Elise, you are absolutely correct. You have to hit the flies, which doesn't always happen. They are very good pilots. We'll just put it that way. And Jessie is the same way. She will be in there flailing about and not hitting a thing. And I have a little bit better luck with it because that's what it really boils down to. There's not really any skill involved, but that is how it is. You got to get Bug Assault. I think they make a new one that works with hardier bugs. Every time I go to our local hardware store, I cast a sideways glance at the Bug Assault weaponry. It looks not only will it be effective, I think, but I think it will also be very fun. But that is that. Sorry, I had to close the door to where the furnace is. I apologize. Just trying to cut down on the extra noise that's going on in the room. Stefan is here. What's up, Stefan? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Let's see here. So that's about it for everybody. As far as people who are here and me saying hi to them, I think. Said hi to Derek, said hi to Gunnar, said hi to Lewis. All right. I think we're set. We've got 2 games. The 2 games, one of them's 10 years old. The other one is only 7 years old. But this one has the delineation that it is a gift that a friend of Jesse's sent who is also into board games, and he's culling his collection, and he asked if we wanted to have this game, and I was like, sure. I never heard of the game before, and so I've never even, well, I've opened it and I've looked at it, but I've never really looked at it because we have so much else going on here as far as games are concerned. When is the full review of Comic Hunters coming? It will be coming. It will be forthcoming. I just ordered my own copy yesterday. The one that JT has is his own. I have heard back from a few different people who own the Brazilian version of the game that and again, it's their word that I'm trusting. I have not seen this, but they have said that the tokens in the Spin Master version are much thinner than the ones that are in the Brazilian version. So that's disappointing. But hopefully we'll get a review of the game soon-ish. The reason I say soon-ish is because I am hoping to have my copy here before I go to the retreat. I know they have a copy of it in the retreat, but I want to take my copy with it because I think the one that they have in the retreat in the Dice Tower library is a copy of the Brazilian game. And I want to compare the two. I want to see it side by side and then go from there. That's what I want to do. Whether that actually turns out like they may have replaced it with a new version of it or what have you, I don't know. But I'm hoping that I'm able to do a side-by-side comparison with myself at least. Not that I'm going to record it or anything like that. But that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping that my copy shows up before I leave, which I just ordered it yesterday, and I'm not leaving until next Monday. And I think they allow, I ordered from bnn.com, and I think they gave me 3 to 6 days. So that's standard shipping. So we'll see. That's what I have in the hopper, at least as far as Comic Hunters is concerned. Okay. Tom confirms it is the Brazilian copy in Dice Tower Library. Ads already? Repeat everything you just said. Hi all, part 2. I signed in under wrong user before. What? What was your user before? Oh, maybe I missed it because I wasn't on live chat. That's funny. Salty Dog. Hello, Sam and everyone else. Hello, Salty Dog. I apologize that I'm eating. I got to get some protein. I apologize for that. All right. To recap what I just said. Oh, Elise? What? You were Elise Hemberry? Who is Elise Hemberry? That's weird. And I was talking to you about you. That was really strange. Got the same ad at the same time, Eric. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Thank you for that, Tom. I appreciate you offering to bring your copy if mine doesn't come in time. I appreciate it. Hopefully mine does, and I can just bring it. It's not a big deal. Lewis is back. Good to see you. Danny Anderson. Hello, hello, hello. I'll see you at the retreat. Very cool, Danny. Let's get a game in. Protein. I'll egg you, Sam. Yeah, I'd like my protein cooked first. So hopefully that doesn't say. I got the same ad at the same time. I already read that. And there we go. Matthew Vincent is here. He says hello to Jesse. Did you chat for half an hour before you realized no one was watching? No. You got to eat if you're hungry. I signed in under a coworker and then had to make my brain work to get it right. That's funny. Oh, he was asking that to Jess. That's funny. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump in. It belongs in a museum, to which you should dutifully respond, so do you, is a series of videos in which I take a couple of games off my shelf every week, and they are older games. Not necessarily old games, because old carries with it a certain number of years in many people's minds, and the games that I pick won't always mesh with those arbitrary numbers that spike up into your mind whenever I say old game. So I say specifically older games because we're not talking about games that just come out in the last year or two. We're talking about games that have been out. They might even be out of print. I don't know. Who knows? They may not even be available anymore unless you find them in a like a Goodwill or a Salvation Army or some other type of a consignment shop or whatever. I don't know. That's what we're talking about here. So we're specifically targeting older games, not necessarily whatever you think an old game is. And so do we. All right, very cool, very cool. Now, here's what we're doing here. We are going to, oh, you almost witnessed fly homicide. I am going to be trying to do that every once in a while because it is an ongoing effort in our house right now. It is a battle. So I may have to wage war at some point during the stream today, and I apologize for the grotesqueness of that battle being waged, but you may experience it. So consider that my disclaimer. Only wish I could find good games at our thrift shops. Yeah, it depends. It depends on where you are, what people get rid of and all that kind of stuff. Oh, he is getting bold. He is landing on my hand. Get fly tape. We have fly tape. It's in the kitchen. Anyway. All right. First off, our first game today was published in 2014. This is 10 years old. So that's the first clue that I'm going to give you. What we do to kind of spice things up a little bit is we have a contest to see who can guess the game that we're going to talk about first and second, because we'll have another one. And the two people that correctly guess the game before everybody else, they will get a couple of stickers sent to them from us with a little surprise in there. So our first contest here, this is a game that was published in 2014. And the mechanisms that are employed within the game, there are 4 of them. I'll give you all of them. Worker placement, modular board, auction bidding, and area majority influence. Those are the 4 mechanisms that are employed in this game. It was created, or published rather, in 2014, and it includes area majority influence, auction bidding, modular board, worker placement. Okay? So let the guesses begin. And we'll come back here and I'll try to keep up on chat while you guys guess. No need to train Strider to chase them for you. Well, here's the thing. He does chase them from time to time. And when we are swatting at them, he loves his little, what do we call them again? Air raisins. Is that what we call them? Air raisins? Flying raisins? I don't know what we call them, but still no internet guy, Lewis says. Well, just be patient. If you'd shower once in a while, Sam, they'd stay away. I shower every day, my good man. Zap them, please. They're making me crazy. They're making me crazy, too. 2014, TI4. There you are, Eric. Well done. Incorrect, but well done. I'm in an episode of Seinfeld where Kramer is annoyed with his cable guy. I'm getting annoyed. LOL. Just be patient, Lewis. You'll be good. Strider tries to chase them, but is unsuccessful most of the time. Just looks like a dork jumping around and snapping at the air. Yes, that's correct. Holy Moses and Aaron. Ryan, how did you do this? Sky Raisins. Yes, there we go. Sky Raisins. Ryan, how? How did you pick that out of the freaking thin air when I just gave you the year and the mechanisms? How? Your Google Foo, Ryan, is quite impressive. I mean, quite impressive. How did you do that? That is completely weird. It almost feels, I know, but well, Peter just won last week, so you gotta choose something else. You gotta choose somebody else. Peter just won last week, so you gotta pick somebody else. I do have Battle Lore, yes, right over there. I do have Battle Lore. And it's the like second edition Battle Lore as well. He is trying because he cheats. Advanced search on BGG is an oracle. I get that, but you still have to. I mean, this isn't the only 2014 game that came out with those mechanisms. You still have to like narrow it down somehow. How? It's like it's weird because it's like you could see in here somehow off camera, which is strange. I know you can't, but when you come up with it just like that, he is the board game geek. There are a lot of games out there about work. Yes, that is true. It was one of like 3 options. Really? Maybe I should check that from now on. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm curious. I am freaking curious. All right, so year range 2014 to 2014, and then if we go down to board game mechanisms, we have to click area majority influence. Maybe I shouldn't give you all of them. That's what I did wrong. I made it too easy for you. Auction bidding. Let's see. What was the other ones? I have it right here. What am I what am I doing? Modular board worker placement. All right, modular board. I just have to see this. And then worker placement. I have to see this. Boom. All right, submit. Oh my gosh, that's why. Stupid. And all right, I'm not giving you all 4. I'm not giving you all the mechanisms anymore. I'm not going to do it. That was too easy. But it's all right. It's okay. Actually, I only had 2 results on my search. There were 3 games from 2014. It narrowed it down to like 5 results through the search. Yeah. You don't like Keyflower, and I don't think you picked Archipelago. A good guess, I suppose. Hidden Camera, or at least I remember you not liking Keyflower. See, Keyflower wasn't even on. I only had 2 responses on mine because I went 2014 to 2014, and then I put in all 4 of the mechanisms that this one has. So this is one in my search of 2 games in 2014 that had all 4 of those mechanisms. So there you have it. All right, Google Foo, well done, well done, well done. I don't cheat. I use my extensive knowledge. This TI4, thus TI4. Yes, there we go. Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and get down to the table. We'll take a look at it as we normally do. We are going to be checking out the contents of said box. Now, one of the first things, this is one of the first games that Lukasz Wozniak did that I got a hold of, and it just happened to be about Nehemiah and rebuilding of the walls of Jerusalem. Now, there is another game that has come out this year, as a matter of fact, that is called Ezra and Nehemiah, released by Renegade and Garfield Studios, Garfield Games rather. That is a much more complex game about the basic same time frame, but it also goes back into building back up of the temple as well. Ezra and Nehemiah does. So Nehemiah is mainly concerned with the construction of the the walls of Jerusalem. So here it says, after many years of Babylonian captivity, the Israelites returned to Jerusalem after a long time restoring the temple. See, so it's Ezra and Nehemiah goes into the restoring the temple and rebuilding the walls. Work has begun to rebuild the destroyed wall. Nehemiah asks the king Artaxerxes for permission to travel to Jerusalem and for wood needed to begin rebuilding the fortifications. And so in order to protect the holy city, soon Nehemiah will choose his assistant, and so tribal leaders are trying to contribute as well as possible to the walls reconstruction for the glory of the Lord. So there you have it. This is put out by Leonardo Games. About 60 minutes, 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up. And this gives you a good idea. There is a little bit of an auction bidding. There's a worker placement on there as well. But this is a game that I've had in my possession for quite some time, and I've really enjoyed it. So as we are looking at the rule book here, here we go. So again, you have this looks like the setup, and preparation over here, sequence of play. So a player's turn consists of choosing one of 2 possible actions. You can send a worker to work, or you can activate a worker standing on a work card. Then players take turns, clockwise order, send a worker, activate a worker, that kind of thing. So the different cards that you can send them to activate different abilities. And then there's end of the round phase and so forth and so on. After the 3rd round, when there aren't enough cards to replace the column, the game is almost over. Each player will now get 1 or 2 additional turns in such a way that all players have the same total amount of turns. There's also 2-player games there too. So as you can see here, we are close to the end. Here's the end of the rule book, so to speak. This is another language. I believe it's Polish. So that's what's there for that. So you have an English that is only about, I guess it's 23 pages. But if you go to, like, this is all variations. Game end is right here on page 18. So there isn't a whole lot of text on these pages either. And that doesn't make sense. Page 18, no, I don't think so. Did I have my... Yep, I had it backwards because the first... Yep. All right, so really what we're looking at here is, it looks like pages... There's only 4 pages of rules. Yep. So up to page 18 is where game end is, and then everything else is variants, 2-player games, exceptional game situations, description of the cards, and so forth and so on. So it is not a difficult game. That's what I was getting at. All right. So as you can see, it's a 10-year-old game, and it has an insert of a 10-year-old game, right? So I could literally take this out if I wanted to, but it's I'm not really worried about it. I'm just going to keep it in there. But you get it. It's the modified trench that was so helpful. So each player has their own shield, basically, that you're going to have in front of you, so that you can hide the stuff that you have and all of that other kind of stuff, because you are trying to be the best builder. There's green, red, blue, and yellow. Here are the different pieces that each player is going to start with. So you start with 4 gold, a couple of those things, and then you have a whole bunch of these things here as well. Let's see, what do we start with? Looks like each person starts with all of their stuff. So you take all 6 of your workers and you put it behind your shield along with 4 gold. And let's see, 4 gold and 2 wood cubes. There you go. Well, they're all wood cubes, but these are nude colors, so they are a resource of wood rather than anything else. Then you also have a bunch of cards. So you have some wall cards here, I believe. I believe that's what they're called. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. 72 work cards divided into 3 decks. So looks like that's what these are. These are the work cards divided into 3 decks. And then you also have 8 gate cards, which I believe is these right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have these 8 gate cards that are out there. And I believe that's a number of points that you're going to get whenever you get and complete that gate. There are 15 construction leader cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So these are construction leader cards that you'll be able to do. And I believe they basically just give you a special ability during the course of the game. So whenever you get gold, you get an extra gold. Whenever you get wood, you get an extra wood, that kind of stuff. So that's what all of those guys do. Then you have these different work decks. So the first deck is basically a number of different things here. So this is, I believe, used in a 2 or 4-player game. This one, I don't know what these do. It's been so long since I played this game. I apologize, you guys. Construction leader cards. Okay, so all right, so a couple of things here. Let's see if we can look at some of these cards here. So this means it's going to give you 1 wood, and that 1 wood can be used to build a wall. So you pay 1 or 2 wood, one or two of your wood cubes from behind your screen to the bank, and then place that many 1 or 2 influence cubes on a wall. And these are your influence cubes, like so. So that's what this one's going to do. So you can use 1 wood to put 1 cube on a stone. This is making a sacrifice for the temple, so you pay 1 gold to the temple, pay the indicated 1 or 2 gold, then place that many influence cubes on the temple board. So that would go here like that. This is the temple board, by the way. Let me put it up here. Boom. Here you have a okay, so this is a temple board, I'm sorry, a wall board, and this is a soldier board, because they also needed people to watch out as they were rebuilding the temple, so that was something that needed to be put in there as well. So there's that. So you had other things like this one. You would basically just take 2 wood. This is get 1 wood. Here you pay a wood and a gold to the soldier board, and then this is like an area majority. So the people in a 4-player game, the person who has the most influence here gets 6 points at the end of the game. Second gets 4th, third gets 2, and 4th gets 1. And I imagine you have to have at least 1 influence here to get that last place. In a 2-player game, it's 4 and 2. Same thing with these over here. So you get the idea. So these cards are going to be placed out in that situation like this right here. And you're going to choose to place one of your people on one of those cards, get those resources, or do the thing, and you continue to do that. And then, let's see here. So if there are no cards in the deck when a column must be replaced, then play is interrupted. So there is a possibility for some cards to go away, and so forth and so on. So at that point, the end of the game will, the end of the round will happen. So you have, after rewarding points, the highest influence, they remove the influence cubes from the area. Then column replacement is completed with cards from the next round's deck, and the game continues. At the end of the third round, when you don't have enough cards to replace a column, then you do final scoring, and whoever has the most points at the end of that is the winner. So these are going to score each round rather than just at the end of the game, it appears. So you kind of get the idea, though, right? Who is tinging me? Okay. That's pretty much, it's largely a card game. There are some boards here, but, you know, oh, I forgot that was open. That's okay. No big deal. No big deal. I believe there's a round marker in here. What is that? What is that? Why is that dude in here? I have no idea what this is. Why is that dude in this box? He does not look like anything like that. That's weird. Anyway, I'll have to find that out later on. That is pretty much Nehemiah in a nutshell. Hope I'm in a nutshell. But you kind of get the idea, yeah? It's really just a worker placement game with a little bit of auctioning and bidding in there, and looks pretty cool. Pretty neato Frito. Let's see, I need to get all of this stuff back in here. But all of the components, you can see the cards are pretty, they're not excellent, but for it being a 10-year-old game, they're pretty good. And again, I haven't played this copy a whole lot. I've played it a lot, you know, in the past, but not recently. But the cards are decent, and they're a good stock. I mean, if I give it a shuffle here, kind of get the idea. They're pretty stiff. They're a pretty stiff card stock. So that is a decent thing. So that's that. And these have to have their own deck. And these guys go back in there as well. So we'll put those like that. And that goes back in there. And that's pretty much Nehemiah. So we'll come back up here. And we'll put these away. So let's see here. Ryan, did we figure out who is going to be... Let's see. Okay, I don't cheat. I use my extensive knowledge. Thus, TI4. The predecessor to Ezra and Nehemiah. Well, I don't know that it was a predecessor, but, you know. I think it's just a contemporary, it's a theme, it's a thematic contemporary of Ezra and Nehemiah. I don't think it was the precursor. I'm not making that claim at all. But there we have it. All right, so I'm going to read through here to see the whoever can name Jim Carrey's best movie can take my winnings, assuming you haven't won already. Too much details given, LOL. Is this game still in print? I don't believe it is, although I don't know for sure. You will probably be able to find a copy out there somewhere. But I don't know how extensive it is. It is from a smaller publishing company. So I don't know how extensive of a print run it had back in the day. And I don't know that it's had any successive print runs after that. LOL, too many details given. Liar, liar, Bushman says. I don't appreciate the insult. I wasn't guessing. I'm calling you. Never mind. Ryan says, I already won, but it's Batman Forever. Fun with Dick and Jane, but I won already. Bushman wins for getting it right, Ryan says. I already won, but thanks. Well, nuts! Best Jim Carrey movie for me was The Truman Show. Maybe give it to Elise. That'll save me some shipping, that's sure. The Majestic was good. I've had this game on my want list for a while, but then Ezra Nehemiah was released. I'd still not mind getting a copy at some point, though. Let's see here. Inserts haven't changed in 10 years. No, there is some truth to that. Nude should be a player color. I like the cardboard inserts. I feel less bad about throwing them away. That's true as well. Skipping ads, everybody. That would make dress as your favorite player color game nights interesting. Well, you just don't have those kinds of game nights. Lots of comments in the BGG ratings saying that this often felt mean based on restricted worker placement. Do you recall that being the case? Well, it definitely wasn't. Tommy Miller is here. What's up? It definitely wasn't. It's definitely a restrictive worker placement game. So yes, you can go someplace that you know somebody else needs to go, but that's true of any worker placement game. Maybe because there are fewer spots available, maybe it felt more mean. Sure, I guess that could be a possibility. But yeah, I do remember that. Tommy Miller is here. Tommy, your prize and winnings from last week are on the way. I put them in the mail yesterday, bud. I've not found anyone that hasn't already won yet. It's still available. If you name a Jim Carrey movie, Spurs fan, do you remember last time you played it? Maybe a time-honored playthrough session. That could be a possibility. Board game comments: museum curators riffle shuffling the exhibits would be disconcerting. That is true, but it provided an example for what I was talking about, so it helps. The mask is pretty wonderful, but I also don't need to win things. Well, we may have reached an impasse. We have so many people in here that have already won. We are starting to cannibalize ourselves. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we will do. Well, you know what? I don't know. If you haven't won anything, we're almost to a point where I'm willing to say you don't have to pick somebody new, because we've already talked about this a little bit. What are we going to do when we start getting to the point where everybody in the chat has won? Because eventually that will probably happen, especially if we only have the same people showing up every week. So I'm almost at that point, but I do know that there are people in the chat who have not yet won anything. So if you have not yet won anything, please speak up. And that will be a way that we can get it to somebody who has not yet won anything. You're welcome, Tommy. Is there anyone in the chat that has not won? There we go. Jesse. I'm pretty sure that there are. I'm pretty sure, I mean, for example, I'm pretty sure Board Game Comments hasn't won. I'm pretty sure that, let's see, going back, I don't know that Joker ES has won anything, but he says he doesn't want to win, or he doesn't need to win anything. That might just mean that he doesn't want to be the one that says, hey, send it to me. Pretty sure, I don't know that Gunnar Johannesson has won anything. I just sent something to Derek. I don't know that Lewis, Spurs fan, has won anything. I don't know that Danny Anderson has won anything. I don't know if these people are still here as well. It's kind of another restriction that we have. You have to be present in order to win. So Ken Albert, I don't know that Ken Albert has won anything. I'm pretty sure he hasn't. This Elise Hemberry, I know I haven't sent anything to her. I'm just kidding. So there are a number of people. I've won by having Sam playing games in my home. Okay. Well, I get that right. Okay, so Eric is right. Jessie hasn't won. She is a family member of an employee of the channel, so that is the reason she can't win. But, all right, here's what's going to happen. If we can't find somebody to speak up and say, hey, Ryan, choose me. I'm willing to take one for the team so we can move on. We're just going to send Eric a surprise. We already gave him some stickers. We're going to send him a surprise. I have not won any games. Well, we're not specifically talking about games per se, but, well, I pity her. My goodness. You guys. All right. So that's Nehemiah. I'm going to put this over here. I have too much stuff already. I don't need more stuff. I already get too many games. Yep. I don't get a game. I get to live with Sam. This is my win. Well, there we have it. All right. Keep looking, Ryan. We will conclude. We will come to a solution by the end of the stream. Worry not, my friend. All right, here we go. This one, our next pick, is from the year 2017. This game is 7 years old. 7 years old, and I'm only giving you two. Two mechanisms. Variable player powers, simultaneous action selection. Simultaneous action selection, variable player powers, released in 2017. Released in 2017, simultaneous action selection, variable player powers. There you go. That's all I'm going to tell you. Let's be decisive. I choose board game comments. Woohoo! There we go, board game comments. All right, there we go. Good job, Ryan. Thank you for being decisive. Board game comments. You need to send me your shipping information at this email address, flipsideobg@gmail.com. Just put it in the chat for you. So if you send me your shipping information, board game comments, we will get you a couple of stickers and a surprise. Fantasy baseball. Ryan, you nailed it on the first one, and you hit nothing, and I mean nothing but air on that second swing. What a whiff. It's been too long since I got a TI4 game in. That is true. Jessie won up on me. She won by marrying Sam. Yes, I guess so. Yes. Okay. Foosball. The foosball. You been playing the foosball? Strike. No. Strike is incorrect. No, Strider. Gloomhaven. That's a game name too. Yes, it is. Gloomhaven. No. Board game comments. Kingsburg, 2nd edition. Incorrect. Incorrect. I know Gloomhaven isn't right. You're just saying that now, Tom, so you don't look dumb. That's all you're doing. You typed that out and you were like, oh, wait, that's not right. Let's see. She's delusional too. Wow. Guards of Atlantis. Ooh, good game, but no. Good game, but no. That is incorrect. Just pop back in, Bromben says. Trivia time? It is. All right, Bromben, here you go. You are guessing a game that was released in 2017 And it has simultaneous action selection and variable player powers. Those are the hints that I have given thus far. Exodus Event Horizon. No. Whoa. Hey, Bushman. Wow. No, it isn't Duck, Duck, Goose, buddy. Wow. We're not going to read that comment. That'll keep the stream family friendly. Exodus Event Horizon. No. Incorrect. We've got a couple more seconds. Oh. Thomas. Mr. Thomas Moore. Nails it. Tom Moore nails it. Boom. Empires. Empires. So, Tom, you have already won. So, you'll need to pick somebody to win. Seven Wonders is incorrect. Fat Fingers, that is also incorrect. Clans of Caledonia is incorrect. Age of Thieves, Master of Disguise, that's incorrect. Spirit Island is 2017, right? Well, I don't know. Really sorry, I can't believe. Hey, don't worry about it, Eric. I'm just giving you a hard time. I know you don't usually type that kind of stuff in there. I know what was going on. I don't think that's a Sam game, though. This is not a Sam game. This is a game that was, like I said, sent to us by a friend of Jesse's that is into board games, and she thought that it would be they thought, it was a dude, that it would be cool to send Sam and his wife that he knew from before a game that he was getting rid of. He just thought that would be a cool thing. So he sent it to us. Never heard of this game, Ryan says. Well, that's part of the thing about this. Tom Vazel actually did a review of this way back in the day on the Dice Tower. And it's by WizKids. It says, in Empires, you will be playing as a colonial European nation competing to gain the most support. Support is won by supplying your people with goods. Goods are produced when your people work in territories. All turns are taken simultaneously, and at any point in the game, you may trade anything. People, gold, territories, goods, and player powers. In the advanced rules, you can even trade supporters. The game takes place over a series of rounds. At the end of the final round, player with the most support is the winner. So, as we get down to the table, we'll go ahead and take a look at the back of the box. And so I basically just read the highlighted areas here. So, you can gain people, territories, goods, and supporters by winning wars. To win wars, you must pay gold to raise armies, and gold can be earned by winning wars and by selling goods. So there you have it. Ages 14 and up, looks like, but I mean, that's probably just for, so it isn't considered a toy. Players 2 to 10 takes 30 to 60 minutes. So that gives you a idea of what we're talking about here. So as we're looking at the rule book, you have the overview over here, all of the assets, which is the components. 10 player tableaus used to track resources and so forth. So you get the idea. It looks like you have some amendments for first game over here so that you can kind of learn for setup and what kind of stuff. This is a 2-player game setup. Drafting nations example, so you don't get to just choose, you get to draft what your nations are, I guess. Looks like a pretty simple game as far as that's concerned. The Geek has it weighted at a 2.25, so that's not bad. Kabuki Kid is here. What's up, what's up? Bromben. You are being asked if you have won anything. So you need to reply to that in the chat. So here's a nations reference sheet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can be the Ottomans, Russians, Danish, the Danes, Portuguese, Nederlanders, Spanish, French, British, Swedish, Austrian, or Prussians. Interesting. All right, so you have a bunch of tiles over here, and this looks like a number of different wars that you're trying to win, looks like. We'll put those over there. Here are the player boards, it looks like, that, oh no, sorry. The market extension. So this goes here, something like that. But there's that. And then you have your player boards for each of the different dudes that are out here. Let's see. Wow, look at that. Look at all those meeples. Ooh-wee doggy. That's a lot of peeps. That's a lot of peeps right there. All right, and then we have some coins. Looks like gold, and these are just cardboard. 5s and 1s, pretty nondescript, really. It could be in almost any game imaginable. And then we have diplomacy. Interesting. And it looks like here are the actual. So I think what happens here is that you have your player board and then you become France. So now you have your player board out here just like this. And then, or you are Austria, you know, you get the idea. And it looks like you start with certain different goods. So Austria here starts with 5 gold, 1 bond, 3 goods, 4 people, and 3 territories, whereas France starts with 5 gold, 4 bonds, 1 good, 6 people, and 4 territories. Denmark starts with 5 gold, no bonds, 1 good, 3 people, and 2 territories. Wow, I don't want to be Danish. Russia starts with 5 gold, 1 bond, 2 goods, 3 people, and 4 territories. Great Britain starts with 5, 2, 2, 5, 3. Wow. But they also have special abilities, it looks like, as well. So maybe the special ability offsets your lack of starting resources. So Portugal, Netherlands, Sweden, Spain. During the war phase, if you win a war that does not give people, you may take 3 gold. Huh. All right. Looks like everybody starts with 5 gold, though. That's across the board. And here's Prussia and the Ottomans. And I don't know what diplomacy does. But here are all of the territories. So you start with 3 of these things. And then here are the bonds. So some of you start with none. Some of you start with 1 or 2. Here are the goods. And then you have the Protestant Reformation. Okay, so these are different battles that can be had. The Low Countries, the Italian kingdoms, Dominion of the Seas, the Atlantic Revolutions, the Gold Coast, the Carnatic Wars, the Canton Factories, the East Indies, the New World, the Polish Commonwealth, the Balkans, succession of the Habsburgs, Protestant Reformation. So that's what those are. Oh, and you also have taxation rebellions. Well, interesting. And then it looks like there are revolt cards that can be had. That will probably... Oh, these are support cards, and some of them are... Oh, okay. So there's support cards. You can have support, or maybe if you have problems, you have to turn your support over to a revolt. That sounds bad. You said crossing the streams was bad, Egon. There's more support cards. Look like there are more different kinds of support in there. So that's what that is. And then these look like cards that are going to be used for, I want to say, the auctioning and bidding. So let's see. Banks, luxuries, industries, trading, national powers. Okay, so you develop. Players activate their institutions, affecting their goods. Then you go to a market phase where players can sell their goods for gold. And during the war phase, players win wars by paying gold to raise armies. Different wars provide different combinations of assets when won. Yeah, I haven't read this rule book, so. Market phase example, Geraldine decides to sell 3 goods, Iris decides to sell 0 goods, and Jack decides to sell 1 good. All players deliver their goods to the market, covering up the highest available ports, etc. Okay, so that's what the market is used for. You cover up the highest thing. And then Geraldine sold 3 goods, so she takes 6 gold. Okay, well, I'm not going to be able to explain it all here, but that is empires. a lot of tokens and things going on in the game. This is a interesting little thing we have here. So we'll have to see how this comes out as far as how we can get this to the table, if we can get this to the table. With it being a 2 point, I think I said 2.2, is that right? Yeah, 2.25. We might be able to get to it pretty simply. But, I mean, at the same time, we have a lot of other things going on too. So, oh wait, this goes into here. So there we have that. And I don't think this had a, oh, this goes here. These can just go in here like so. These can go in here like so. And these can go in there like so. So there we have it. That must have been a bear to punch out. Golly George. So there is empires. Boom. All right. So Tom. Let's see. Sorry I had to step away and work on something. No worries, no worries. Peter Rowan, nice hanging out with you all. Gotta go. See you later, Peter. Thank you for being here. You're probably already gone. This game looks interesting. I'm a little surprised I knew nothing about it. Sort of the same. Never played it, but it looks cool. WizKids had released a lot of games recently that I've never heard of. Let's see here. All right. So did we get Bromban on for winning? Is that what we wanted? To do, Tom? To have Bromban the winner? Let's see. Not won anything. Good, good, good. All right, so do you have the mechanism? Do any of the mechanisms appeal to you? Well, again, I haven't actually read the rule book in particular, but, I mean, simultaneous action selection I enjoy, variable player powers I enjoy. So I like the fact that each of the different countries has a different ability. I like that. I like that you each start with different things. So I really enjoy variable player powers. And I also enjoy simultaneous action selection. The whole idea of, you know, putting out a card or something like that, and everybody does that at the same time, and then boom, we choose what we want. I think that tends to cut down on analysis paralysis. because, you know, everybody's sitting there with their choice out there, and we're all looking at that one person that hasn't chosen theirs yet, and we're like, it's your turn, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe that's not being voiced, but it usually tends to cut down on analysis paralysis a little bit. So I like variable player powers, and I like simultaneous action selection. The whole trading and auction and bidding, those are both kind of hit or miss for me. So I really have to play the game before I can really determine whether or not I like them in this format. But the other two of the four, so I'm halfway there. I'll put it that way. We'll have to see how it works out. I might need to hop off in a bit. All right, Bromban. All right, Bromban. Before you hop off, you need to email me at flipsideobg@gmail.com and email me, and you're going to get Tom's winnings today because Tom chose you, Bromban. So you'll need to email me your shipping address, and I'll be sending you some stickers and a surprise. You and Board Game Comments are our winners today. So that is that. Seems all right. Yeah, it seems all right. Looks like a lot of stuff for a lower complexity game. That might be the case. That might be the case. But you never know. So we'll get it to. That's one of the things that I like about these. It belongs to the museum series. It forces me. I force myself rather to open up these boxes that I maybe haven't opened in a while, and it piques the interest a little bit more. So stickers go great on a water bottle. There you have it. They are pretty good stickers. I like them. All right, well, that is about it. We're about an hour in, so I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you for joining me here today, and I thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you to Bromban and Board Game Comments for sticking around and being winners today. So thank you for participating. We'll, if you just email me, we'll get you that stuff here in just a little bit, we'll be good on that. Let's see, that's what my wife does. Ryan's, yeah, she puts them on, and dice cups. Yeah, dice cups work as well. All right, well, I'm going to get on out of here. I have some other things to do, some editing, and we're going to try to get a live stream scheduled for later on this afternoon. We are going to have a Time Honored Tuesdays live stream this evening around 5 to 5:30. I just haven't scheduled it yet because I'm waiting to hear back from JT to see if he's going to be able to be part of it. If he is going to be able to be part of it, I know what game we're going to play. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to choose something else because that game that we're going to play is a 3 or 4 player game. So if we are not able to get JT on board, then we'll pick something else. But we are going to have a Time Honored Tuesdays live stream later on this evening. So be on the lookout for that when I get it scheduled. I'll do it as soon as I possibly can. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, we do have an August giveaway going on right now. There is a link in the description of this video that will put you to the video that will tell you how you can enter and what information or data we are looking for that you can provide. It's not any personal data. It is just you need to come up with the top 5 list in a certain game category. And if you do that, then you'll be entered into a contest or a giveaway for no less than 3 games, and one of those games has a custom 3D printed insert that we showed off in our live Q&A on Saturday, just last weekend. So you can go check that out as well. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Thank you for being here. Take care.